Today is the 25th of March. It's the second day of the 5th International Conference on Community-Based Adaptation, or CBA 5. And early this morning, around 7 a.m., we sent nearly 200 international participants in 8 different batches to 8 different parts of Bangladesh. Most of them have reached their destinations by now and spent some time in the field. I'm speaking in the evening of the 25th. They're going to spend 2 nights there looking at communities, the problems of vulnerability to climate change, and what those communities are doing with local NGOs and other partners. They're going to spend 2 nights hosted by the local NGO, and then they'll return to Dhaka on the 27th. The kinds of things that they're going to be visiting are drought-prone areas in the northwest of Bangladesh, in an area called the Barind, where during part of the year there is no rainfall and the crops depend on saving water. And there are some very innovative activities that farmers are doing with drip irrigation, a very simple means of drip irrigation to conserve water for irrigation and grow crops, particularly high-value vegetables rather than water-demanding crops like rice. Several groups are going to go and visit the floodplains in central Bangladesh. One of them is in a place called Gopalganj. These areas are prone to flooding when households and their crops and fields get inundated during the monsoon period. And one of the very innovative practices that some groups have developed are floating gardens, where they put bamboo mesh together and then put some soil on top of that, and they can grow vegetables which then rise with the rising floodwaters, and at least they have some crops to depend on even during the flood period. And this has become quite common practice in that area after it was started by a few communities. Another group of people are going to be going down to the south, down to the coast, where they have a number of problems. One particular group is going to go to visit an island, offshore island, where they have river erosion problems. Another group is going to be looking at an area where they have salinity problems, particularly drinking water has become now saline, and so the kinds of activities they do are like rainwater harvesting and keeping the water for them for drinking purposes. And then the final group are going to be looking in Shatkhira, in a cyclone-prone area where we had 2 major cyclones in the last few years, one of them called Sidr, the other one called Ayla, and people suffered very badly, some of whom are still unrehabilitated or haven't been able to go back to their homesteads. And we're looking at some community-based disaster risk reduction activities by local NGOs and the communities. So some very interesting developments and innovative practices that hopefully our participants will learn from, and they'll be able to share when they come back. And we'll be asking some of them to perhaps share some of their video as well, and we'll try and upload those as well during the course of the next few days.